Is calling a deck that combines Felonius Rage with Prowess Monk's Felonius Monk a complete and total dad joke? Yes. But is it maybe also a good deck? Welcome to the Attic Mana Dad here. This is the channel where we play what is good in Magic, mostly on Arena, and today we're memeing it up. Felonius Monk. I coined it. I haven't heard anyone else say it. I'm sure someone else came up with this. This is so obvious, right? Once they printed Felonius Rage, and we have Monastery Mentor in Standard, a 2/2 Prowess Monk that makes more monks when you cast spells like Felonius Rage. I had to do it. I had no choice, right? But what else we have? We have a pretty good Boros shell already. We also got Lightning Helix, which I didn't even have room for in this deck. Maybe you can find room for it, but I wanted to play 4 of this Fugitive Codebreaker, another Prowess creature, Prowess Haste, and it has a disguise ability. We can flip it up and draw a bunch more cards, which kind of alleviates some of the problem with these Prowess decks is, you know, you dump your hand with all the cheap spells and the cheap creatures and whatnot, and then what do? Then your opponent has stabilized and you lose. But in this case, we've got like Angel Fire Ignition, which can flash back from the graveyard. We've got Helping Hand, which can bring back our Monastery Mentor or Illuminator Virtuoso or the Swift Spear from the graveyard. We've got Call a Surprise Witness, which can do the same and also make it flying, which is nice. And it was really nice to bring back the Fugitive Codebreaker. It's got Prowess, Haste. So those are going to also trigger Prowess. So bring back the Mentor, cast a couple more spells. That's the idea. We're going to try it out on the ladder. Thanks to everybody who hits the like. Thanks to everybody who is and continues to be a subscriber or a member. Special thanks to everybody who leaves a comment and gives me constructive criticism about the misplays. I know I misplay. It doesn't help if you leave a comment and said you misplayed. You got to say where and why, so we can all improve. We can all learn from your Magic mastery, and hopefully maybe I could teach a thing or two, maybe not to some of you, but to some of you maybe I can, and that's part of the fun of the game. We're going to get better playing a admitted total meme deck, Felonius Monk. All right, stick around to the very end of the video. I will show you the actual win rate of the deck, not just the games I had time to fit in the video. Okay, let's go. Felonius Monk. I'm taking this deck straight into Diamond. We're gonna get pummeled so hard. Will we even be able to keep a Monastery Mentor out? Like, you know, a 3-mana spell. Well, we'll get 4 mana. We don't even have a creature. Opponent goes first. Mulligan so we can get a hand with a creature. Keep. Angel Fire going to be too slow. We're not worried about. Maybe we're not worried about calling a Surprise Witness. This is going to be too slow. Speaking of too slow, Sundown passes. Womp womp. Okay, opponent's in blue-white, doing nothing over here. I guess we can play a Plains. It doesn't really... This would come in tapped, so... I suppose the reason to play this is if we had... I only think we have 2 Sundown passes in the whole deck, though. Okay, they Sunset Revelry us. Well, there's our Monastery Mentor. That's kind of cool. We could... They're the kind of deck that looks like they're going to board wipe all day long. So let's just go all in on this creature. We won't commit to the board. I know better than to commit to the board against blue-white. I actually missed a land drop, it looks like. Maybe we should have committed to the board. Bit late now. Yeah, they got their 4th land. Turn portal. We got our 5th land. Right? I don't know. Probably should have done red. We're going to try to save some damage, so we'll Monstrous Rage here. I mean, that did some damage there at 11. After gaining 4 life on Sunset Revelry. There's the depopulate. Okay. Now. Guess we're just all in on hoping they don't have Board Wife number 2. Could be dangerous. Angel Fire Ignition. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Back for a bunch. There's Wandering Emperor. So predictable. Go to 8. All right, we really need. We kind of need that disguise creature to draw a bunch more cards. Decide to make a samurai, which means they probably have yet another Wandering Emperor in hand. Guess we'll flush it out. Yep. Oh, are you sick at control? Don't play at diamond. Okay. Monastery Mentor. Fortunately, exiles. We do have 2 creatures we can get back with our bring back spells, so they sunk that. Alright, let's get something good off the top right away. Oh, there we go. So, play this for ward. And then immediately flip it. No, I don't have enough to flip it, I guess. Only got 1 spell in the graveyard. Celestus. They make a 3/3. They buff it up. They just use it to block. Yeah, I don't care if I lose the Thran portal. Flip up here. How about giving my guy Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible? They just take out the Wandering Emperor? Assuming they block, the Wandering Emperor just goes down to 2. Let's just get all in on killing them, I guess. Yeah, 5 cards in hand. I'm gonna make a samurai. You're gonna Jace us. They're gonna minus on the Codebreaker, right? Okay, they minus. Fortunately, we're just flooding out on lands.
Here comes the flood. You're running dry.
We will lose to Jace at 36 life. That's for darn sure. And ultimate it now. Mill us for 18, or it'll be half our deck.
Let your blade do the talking.
Okay. Let's call a surprised witness, I guess. Got the Wandering Emperor. This Mindbreaker. So if they mill half our library and then they alt the Jace, I think we're just dead. So we may as well... What? Attack the Jace? I don't really know what our outs are here.
Back to wandering.
Maybe they mill enough Angel Fire Ignitions that we... Okay. And we're at 0 cards. Good game. Alright. That's one way to lose. Playing Felonius Monk in Standard. Up against Zitber. Just reading their name backwards. Okay. Seems like a hand. Can Shift Spear. Even Codebreaker. An aggro play. Black-white. Hopefully they'll try and remove something and we can call it back. And bring it back. Hopefully they're not holding up instant speed removal with the Angel Fire Ignition. Oh, well. What do you hit? You hit the ignition probably, yeah. Ha! Felonius Rage! It's time to make a Felonius Monk. Right? Do we save this? I mean, they can't kill our guy. Let's just do a big hit. Let's get a big hit in now while we can. They're down at 9. There might be a way to do something. We can Angel Fire Ignition here. They probably have instant speed removal. But if they don't, they did. Ah, you're at 8, which I think you were basically at the beginning of the turn. Let's bring back the Monk. Unfortunately, we're flooding out. Wandering Emperor. Blot out. Interesting. That's some new tech. Have not seen that. Imagine if these had been 2 spells, though. Like pump spells or something. So Bivouac. Why don't we be getting that against all these control decks? Fortunately, they got Field of Ruin. Much of Otherworldly Light. Yeah, go ahead. Opponent's like, well, I'm just destroying them. They didn't even pop their Field of Ruin. And another land! Well, we gotta go for it. What is running green? It's Abzan control. Monastery Mentor. I needed you. Total flood.
Here comes the flood.
They're just playing rope-a-dope with us.
You're running dry.
Got the gelatinous ooze here. They got Gandalf. Just mixing up all the IPs. I guess we'll keep this planes in hand just in case they have like some kind of discard creature, but it seems like they're just all spells here. Let's try to win with Mirex. Maybe we need to be running Mirex. Monstrous Rage. Tell you what, you can give haste with this. You can have a pretty good double striker. That will definitely die to their instant speed removal that is in their handful of cards. Down pass. Sundown. Pass the turn. This is real magic here. None of these content creator things. Oh, okay. Okay. We could be back in it here. Is the ward enough to keep it from getting killed? The opponent doesn't care enough. Kill it yet. And flip it. That's lethal. Potentially. Nope. Hey, but we got to draw a bunch of cards. They didn't actually get to Mirex token us too, so we get it one more turn here. All surprise witness, we don't have any targets. Attempt to ignition. Goodbye. Discard a land. Bring it back. Try this again. We have to hit something worth conniving. We don't! We're gonna lose. Oh, I guess we gain some life here, but no, we're gonna lose. Wow, they got to 1. So close! So close, but we can't block more than one of these guys. I'm gonna die to poison. What are you oopsing about? No oops. If I connived into a spell, I would have won that game, but I didn't. I connived into a land because apparently my deck is all lands. So that's how it is. Felonius Monk. The wrong call for the meta. Maybe we can win a game. Maybe. We got Felonious. We got the Monk. Keeping this. And they're in black too, so we're definitely going to have our Monk killed. Maybe we can get to 4, yeah, 4 lands before we play it out. We can make a 2/2. Blue-black. Well, that's not great. I don't care about the tap land at the moment. Worry about the counter spells and the running Restless Reef. Looks like another flavor of control deck to me. Hope it's not a exile-based control. At least we have a couple shots at surprise witness next turn. Potentially. Makes disappears. What did I say about the control counterspell? When you can smell it, you can smell it. Okay, they're leaving shields down. All right. These give haste. This could be good. We're going. Oh yeah, here we go. We got untapped land. Can I get a witness? Hit you for 5. And make a 1/1. Now that's a good turn. That's a good turn in Standard. I have a feeling this monk is not long for this world, though. Is it going to be a removal spell? Problem is they can just hold up the mana and wait until we start putting the... No? Okay. They decide to go main phase. It's to our benefit. Let's replay that turn over again, shall we? Except we can't Angel Fire, so... Felonius Rage to give the haste. And we can Felonius Rage to get this haste, too. Look at this! Look at this! Felonius Monks! Felonius Monks! They're down to 5. Now they board wipe and we're just toast. But that we did it. We had a little. They totally did board wipe. Oh, they don't hit Monastery Mentor though. Unless they've cut down for that. Okay. Bought yourself some time, opponent. Opponent, do you have a win con? That's my question. Well, we got to try for it, right? Counterspell. Counterspell on the Angel Fire. Well, we get a monk left around. Fifth Ran Portal, just because. Just to show opponent that we've totally flooded out. Imagine if we had 2 more spells. Instead of these Thran Portals. Especially tap lands. Felonious Rage. Don't think I can use it. I guess until they go to try to kill. When that creature dies this turn, create a 2/2 detective. Is it considered dying if it bounces? I guess not, right? Suppose we found the win con. Aha! Swift Spear. Dissipates. No! Not the exile-based. That stupid beep, by the way. I hope you can't hear that. My backup battery ran out of... whatever it ran out of. Hey, Monastery Mentor. Fortunately, they got a blocker now. Cryptic Coat. Hey, opponent actually did have ways to win in their deck. Who knew? They're too scared to attack, though. Interesting. Well, shiver at a sundown pass. Pass the turn. Clearly I need stuff to give hexproof in the deck. Get around those exile-based removal spells. The fact that opponent doesn't want to leave shields down is a good sign. I'm just going to hold this mountain. It doesn't do me any good. Clearly running too many lands in this deck. Check the Moxfield deck list. I'll update it. We got a few lands. Put in a few protection spells, clearly. Outrageous robbery. Yeah. Go ahead, beat me with my own deck. The best way to play Felonius Monk is to play your opponents with outrageous robbery. Got Illuminator Virtuoso, because why wouldn't they? No blocks. This will be a slow game. They got 2 Illuminator Virtuosos. Get those in my graveyard. They got a Monastery Swift Spear. Oh my goodness. And we got a land. Yay. So I wonder if we attack, try to get these in our graveyard. I think they're going to bounce the Cryptic Code this turn, so they can make another one. They double block with the Virtuosos. We still can get through with Felonius Rage, so yeah, let's try to stock up the graveyard, because we got so many bring back from the graveyard spells that are top decks that I guess we already have a Monastery Mentor in the graveyard, so maybe it's not that helpful. They have 1 card left from us? Why are these cards like that? I don't know. Down to 9. Another Illuminator Virtuoso. Well, we don't have any Virtuosos left in our deck, apparently. Fugitive Codebreaker. Opponent doesn't really know how to play haste creatures. They might have been able to win there. I guess they didn't have any pump spells. We get another flippin' land. Okay, well, we have to keep this back to block, right? Like... maybe we try to put the Codebreaker in the graveyard to have a hasty creature in the graveyard? That's 6 plus 6, though. No, we gotta block. That's 6. That's 9. I think we're just dead. Big game. Okay. Just let yourself win, opponent. You don't have to negate my spell. Playing Felonius Monk. Just trying to win 1 game. Switch to the play queue. I added Lauren's Escape into the deck. I added Mirex into the deck. What goes first? Please don't be a meta deck. Opponent. Hey, it's good old burn, maybe. Black-red artifacts. They actually considered blocking there. Oh. They too are Boros. Alice Inspector. Okay, so it's Boros tokens, it's a meta deck. But you know what? It's okay. So we have the ability to call surprise witnesses. I think they make this trade all day. Maybe they just do the bounce block. No. They don't even block. I'm tapped out. I'm not sure. This is standard. Remember, War Leader's Call. Okay. Good. It's good. They're doing well. I think we have time to build up our deck for one more turn here. Next turn, big Angel Fire. Don't you wanna be my angel? Ooh, okay. That's 10. We'd have to be able to crack back for 12 next turn. We hit a land. I guess this gives lifelink. Maybe we just do a trade. Oh, we got Felonius Rage. Well, I can call the Monastery Mentor as a surprise witness. Make one chump blocker. What damage is that? That's 12. Hey! Did we just win? Did we win? We won! Alright. Stick around as I break down how bad the win rate, or should I say lose rate, was for this deck. Okay, so we went 1 and 2 in the play queue, but let's switch over here to the ranked queue. 0 for 5, and it took 45 minutes playing against all these control decks. We actually came very close in a couple games, as hopefully you saw. I took out the helping hands completely. Those were no good. So let's see. If we go back to the play queue here, here's what I ended up with in the end. 1 Lawrence's Cape, 2 Surge of Salvation. So more instant speed things we can fire off to give hexproof. Surge of Salvation, you don't even need a target to do it, which I guess can come in handy in some cases. And I put in 1 Family Reunion. It's another fairly new card that also gives creatures you control hexproof, again, without targeting. And you could also make it so everything gets +1/+1. So if we build a huge board of Prowess monks and we then play this, they all get +2/+2. It's a pretty good anthem effect. Just trying that out as a one-of. We never did get to play that. But and then 2 Lightning Helixes. I cut out some lands. I put in 4 Mirex so that in the control matchups you can at least be pumping out 1/1s and keeping the pressure on. And also giving you the 1/1s give you something to play these spells on. But yeah, I was finding that having the 8 bring back from the graveyard spells was just a waste. I think Call a Surprise Witness was surprisingly good, to not, no pun intended. But the flying counter is nice for evasion. Just use that on your Illuminate or Virtuoso. Give it haste with Felonius Rage, and all of a sudden you get a win out of nowhere, out of your graveyard. When opponent thinks that they have stabilized, and similarly with Angel Fire Ignition, which also gives haste. So that's I think there is a deck here. This was definitely, admittedly, not the best showing of it, but thanks to everybody who stuck it out to see Felonius Monk finally win a game. If that's you, leave a hashtag Felonius Monk, or write a comment pretending that you think this video is about the jazz musician Felonius Monk. And that would be funny too. All right, and it would really fool the Google algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. That's what we're trying to do here. Okay, well, thanks for joining me here in the attic. I've been Manadad, reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.